Call this meeting of Township High School District 211 Board of Education to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Barron?
Here.
Mr. Bradley?
Here.
Ms. Cavill?
Here.
Mr. Dombrowski?
Here.
Mr. McGowan?
Here.
Mr. Rosenblum?
Here.
Mrs. Klimkowitz?
Here. Would everyone please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Good evening. Before we begin, I would like to have a moment of silence to acknowledge the recent passing of a Schaumburg High School staff member. I want to acknowledge the death of a Schaumburg High School teacher who passed away in early April following a valiant battle with cancer. Carrie Frost taught in the Family and Consumer Science Department and was a beloved educator, colleague, and friend to so many. Her loss will be felt by the entire Saxon community, and she will be missed. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor Carrie's legacy. Thank you. Before we begin with the recognitions, I'd like to read our mission statement. Township High School District 211 serves the needs of our diverse community by providing relevant and rigorous learning experiences, opportunities for involvement, and strong support systems that empower all students to reach their full potential. I'd now like to turn it over to Dr. Small to recognize our state award winners.
Thank you. If Mr. Eric Winkowski come forward as the Director of Athletics and Activities to introduce us to some coaches, sponsors, and wonderful students tonight.
Board of Education and Dr. Small, thank you for taking some time tonight to honor a plethora of talented students. Also here tonight to honor their students are Palatine Principal Tony Medina, Assistant Principal Kim Glazer, and Athletic Director Luis Arroyo. From Principal Mark Langer, Assistant Principal Michael Smith, and Athletic Director Hamid Mariaskoui. Kona Principal Julie Novak and Assistant Principal Jeanette Ardell. Schaumburg Principal Brian Harlan, and Hoffman Estates High School Principal Mike Althor and Assistant Principal Tom Mocon. Students, as your coach or sponsor introduces you, please step forward and stand here next to the podium to be recognized. Additionally, I'm going to ask that any family members of the students that are here to please stand and as your student is initially introduced so that you can be honored also. All right, we'll get started with BPA. Palatine BPA. Brent Carroll has been a business education teacher at Palatine High School for the past 24 years. Brent has sponsored the PHS Business Club for over the past 2 decades. In addition to sponsoring BPA, Brent is also an assistant golf coach, and this year is his first year as the head baseball coach. Brent Carroll.
Good evening. I would like to start by thanking the Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Small, Director of Athletics and Activities, Mr. Winkowski, Palatine High School Principal, Mr. Medina, and our Activity Director, Mrs. Glazer, for their support of our BPA program. This is the 17th year that Palatine High School has been involved with BPA. It's an absolute pleasure to present to you Dave Duper, accompanied tonight by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Duper, if you don't mind taking a stand there. Last year as a sophomore, Dave finished 2nd in state and 4th in nationals within the event of personal financial management. This year as a junior, he brought home 1st place in the same event. Dave's successes in BPA have been tremendous, and he has certainly represented our school and district with pride. We are fortunate to have him in our program and look forward to seeing what he achieves in the years to come. Congratulations, Dave.
All right, now on to Fremd BPA. John Summers. John Summers has been a special education teacher assistant at Fremd High School since 2008, and since 2009, he's also taught consumer ed and summer school. John has also been leading the Business Professionals of America team for the last 2 years. John?
Good evening, everyone. I'm John Summers, the proud BPA sponsor for FREMD. First and foremost, I want to express my gratitude to the Board of Ed for inviting us here today and for the opportunity to celebrate the exceptional achievements of our students. Last year, my first year was with BPA. We won first place with 2 events. And we have grown since then, and this year we have first place with 4 events. I am thrilled to share with you the hard work and dedication these students put into these events. I'm particularly delighted to highlight the success of these students with the support of their parents. First place in administrative support research project is Sanvi Galaparty, here with her parents. Her parents, Bhaskar and Deepti. Also, first place in economic research presentation is Monica Tanios with her parents, Miriam and Isaac. One student couldn't be here, was the first place winner for digital media productions, Nayati Garish. Nayati is not here because she is competing in the Junior Science of Humanities Symposium national event for her research on digital biomarkers for ADHD. Her mother is Priyam Vada. Thank you. First place in extemporaneous speech is Mary Tyben, here with her parents, Jeff and Lori. As a senior, this is Mary's last year competing in business in the high school level. Next year, she hopes to be attending UC Berkeley for a business administration degree. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all our students and faculty for their unwavering support and trust, which has been instrumental in creating a successful and impactful BPA club. Thank you.
All right. Next, we have Patty Ertl. Patty Ertl has taught in all 5 of the schools here in District 211 and she has she's an instructional coach and a business education department chair at Conant High School, along with being the business district chair. Patty has also been the sponsor for BPA for over 20 years, and Patty is a proud District 211 graduate.
Hello. Thank you to the Board of Education, Dr. Small, Mr. Wankowski, Mrs. Novak, Mrs. Ardell, my co-advisors, and of course to the parents of our amazing students. This year at State, Conant High School, we had 2 first place winners, and we were lucky enough to have one of them here with us this evening. Here with his parents, Liz G. and Charlie Wu. Thank you. We have a sophomore, Austin Wu, who placed first in advanced spreadsheet applications. Thank you.
All right, on to Schaumburg BPA. Patrick Cramp has been a member of the Business Education Department at Schaumburg High School for the past 3 years. Brian has been the BPA club sponsor for 2 years and also serves as a girls' assistant basketball coach at Schaumburg High School. Patrick?
All right, and thank you, everyone, for showing up tonight. Thank you to the Board of Education for the support, not just for the individual who's joining me tonight, but for all the other individuals that got to compete in our state BPA competition. Here with his parents tonight, Nitash Kumar, Gayatri Ben, is Paritosh Vikasia. Paritosh finished in first place in the BPA state competition in fundamentals of web design. So congratulations to Paritosh on a remarkable achievement. We're so proud of you here at Schaumburg High School.
All right, and finally, Hoffman finished rounding out the BPA, Hoffman Estates. Hoffman Estates Business Professionals of America sponsor Justin Oniemi was not able to be here tonight, but Assistant Principal Tom Mocon will introduce the BPA students from Hoffman Estates High School. Tom.
On behalf of Mr. Oniemi, I am honored to recognize our All-State BPA team. You are about to be introduced to an amazing, dedicated, hardworking, determined, and talented group of students who have been a part of the Hoffman Estates BPA team. We sincerely admire and appreciate your commitment to study and prepare to perform at the highest level within your respective events. And thank you to all the families and supporters that have helped these students along the way. First, we'll recognize the Hoffman Estates High School first place parliamentary procedures team, continuing the strong legacy of our school in this event. Shivani Patel. Shukan Patel. Vihan Thakar. Chelsea Vagela. And our last student placed first with our parliamentary procedures team and first in the individual event payroll accounting, Ananya Krishnan.
All right, now on to our debate and student congress. Palatine High School debate. Samantha Dolan is in her 25th year of teaching in District 211 and her 11th year of teaching at science at high school science at Palatine High School. Sam is a nationally board certified teacher, has been coaching debate for 4 years, and is in her 3rd year as the head debate coach. Sam is also the advisor for the Model UN program at Palatine High School.
Thank you. Before I introduce the members of the Palatine debate team, I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to you, Mrs. Klimskowitz, for your years of service to this district. As a resident of the district, a parent of 3 Palatine High School graduates, and a longtime staff member, I appreciate your unwavering support to the students of this district. Having worked directly with you, Anna, during my 6 years at the district office, I've personally witnessed the time and energy you've given, not just at these board meetings, but the countless bid openings you've witnessed, your attendance of hundreds of school events, and your diligence in truly understanding the matters brought before the board. It's my hope that your legacy to 211 is as a reminder to our current and future board members that doing what is right for students is always our first priority. So thank you and congratulations on a well-earned retirement from the Board of Education. And now I'm very pleased to recognize the members of the Palatine debate team. I'd like to start by introducing my assistant coaches, family and consumer science teacher Erica Varela, and social studies teacher Leslie Schock. The Palatine debate team was extremely successful this year. All 5 of our varsity debaters went 5-1 in the preliminary and advanced to the elimination rounds at our state tournament. Additionally, 3 of our 5 team members were named to the All-State team, and we brought home the first state championship title in the history of Palatine debate. So Palatine High School competes in 2 different versions of debate. We compete in both Public Forum and Lincoln Douglas. So first I'd like to introduce students who competed in Public Forum debate. Public Forum is a 2-person team. This year they debated on the value of AI in education. So first we have junior Dave Duper. Dave is joined tonight by his parents, Banu and Ravenir. Dave also competed in the Debate Pro-Con Challenge and was the state runner-up in that event. In addition, as you saw tonight, Dave was a state finalist in BPA. He's a member of our math team who will be traveling to the state tournament this weekend, and he's a member of our NHS. Outside of school, he participates in Representative Nabila Syed's fellowship program as well. And his partner, senior Dominic Kubasek. Based on his speaker ratings during the preliminary rounds, Dom earned second place as a PF speaker and was named to the All-State team. In addition to debate, Dom is the vice president of our NHS, a lead in many of our school and community theater productions, and will be making his film debut in a Chicago-produced short film premiering next Monday. Dom will be attending UCLA next fall, where he plans to major in business economics. And now for our Lincoln Douglas debaters. Lincoln Douglas is an individual debate event. They also debated on the topic of AI this year and its moral, whether or not it was a moral thing to research. So each of these students went 5-1 in the preliminary rounds and advanced to the elimination rounds. We'll start with junior Paloma Castaneda. Paloma is joined tonight by her parents, Nuria and Andreas. Paloma was a state quarterfinalist this year, and in addition to debate, she's a member of NHS. She's on our Model UN team and is a member of Palatine's Equity Club, Spark. Senior Madhava Ramanan. Madhava is here tonight with his parents, Venkat and Radha. Madhava was also a state quarterfinalist this year and also the 6th place speaker in LD, earning him a spot on the All-State team. In addition to debate, Madhava is the founder and captain of the PHS cricket team, a member of NHS, the investing club, and he works part-time for a local law firm. Madhava will attend DePaul University next fall and plans to major in finance and pre-law. And finally, our state champion in Lincoln Douglas debate, junior Ishan Mishra. Ishan is just running in the door from his tennis match. Ishan's here tonight with his parents, Santosh and Kanchan. Ishan was, last year I introduced you to him. He is a quarterfinalist in LD debate. This year he was our state champion. That takes 10 rounds of debate. He went 5-1 in the prelims and then won his next 4 rounds. He was also the 2nd place rated speaker in Lincoln Douglas and named to the All-State team. In addition to debate, Ishan is a founding member of our Model UN program, our #1 singles player on our tennis team, and a member of the NHS. Thank you.
All right, now on to From Debate and Student Congress. From Debate, Maddie Maslin is a teacher assistant at From High School in their English Learner program. She has been coaching debate for 3 years and is in her first year as the head coach of the Lincoln Douglas and Public Forum teams. Maddie is also a proud District 211 graduate. Also working alongside her and to introduce the students is Student Congress head coach Rachel Harris-Krolwich, who has coached at From Student Congress debate since 2015 and is in her 3rd year as the head coach. Outside of coaching, she's also a development manager at the Center for Enriched Learning, a local nonprofit that empowers people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Rachel and Maddie.
Good evening, D211 Board Education members. On behalf of the From Debate and Student Congress coaches, we'd like to thank the board and Dr. Small for supporting debate education for the students of District 211 and the opportunity to be here tonight.
Additionally, we'd like to thank Activities Director Michael Smith and Principal Mark Langer for all of their support throughout our 2024-2025 season, as well as all of the 211 coaches who make this debate community something truly special.
We'd also like to thank all of the parents without whom this program simply could not function, as well as our assistant coaches for this year, Luke Anderson for debate,
and Rhonda Krupp and Lauren Schuster for Student Congress. This team has grown so much as a result of their dedication. The skills that debate fosters, research, public speaking, self-advocacy, confidence, and the ability to see issues from multiple perspectives provide our students with the skills they need to be successful, not just in college, but far beyond.
We are very proud of our teams this year. Throughout the 24-25 season, these students and their teammates have worked hard to research topics as varied as U.S. surveillance infrastructure along our southern border, to establishing an AI energy tax, to military support of Taiwan, to military intervention of Yemen, to the Republic of Somaliland as an independent state, to protecting children from social media, to the use of generative AI in education. Our debaters have worked diligently all year under tight turnaround times for research and high expectations for their performance. The students honored here tonight have truly risen to this challenge and are shining examples of the greatness that FREMD Debate and Student Congress is capable of achieving.
We could not be more proud of this intelligent and resilient group of 13 distinguished varsity state debaters and all of the students in FREMD's Debate and Student Congress programs. They make coaching a joy and a privilege.
We will ask, please hold your applause to the end so that all students may receive attention and recognition, as well as their families. First up, we have Rithvik Balu from Public Forum Debate. He is joined by his family Govind Balu, Rutna Bala, and Obi Balu. He is the state semifinalist and first best speaker in the state.
Next, we have Ayush Benur, who's joined by his parents Smita and Rohit Benur. Ayush is a state finalist, and he was the third best speaker in the state.
Next, we have Arya Binakia. She's also a public forum debater. She is joined by her family Arnav Binakia and Nipa Patel. She is part of the state runner-up / second place public forum team.
Next, we have state finalist Amruta Chaka. She is joined by her parents Vani Rachakanda and Sudhir Chaka.
Next, we have Dhruv Gupta, Public Forum Debate. He is joined by his parents Sonia Madan. He is a state semifinalist.
Next, we have state finalist Tanisha Gopu, who is joined by her parents Harsha and Rajita Gopu. Next, we have state finalist Isma Sultana Imtiaz, who is joined by her parents Zayed and Zakira Imtiaz.
Next up, we have Kabir Iyengar with Public Forum Debate. He is joined by his parents Swetha Iyengar. He is a state semifinalist and the third best speaker in the state. Next up, we have Param Patel, also Public Forum Debate. He is joined by Nirav and Nandina Patel, and he is also a state semifinalist.
Next, we have Ranak Roy from Student Congress. It was a state finalist, the fifth best speaker in the state, and additionally, he won both Best Presiding Officer and Best Legislation. He's joined by his parents, Tanya and Subrata Roy.
Next, we have Pranaya Shankar from Public Forum Debate. She is a state runner-up as well, second place, and she is joined by her parents, Pramila and Gopi Shankar.
We do have a student who couldn't be here tonight. He is the state champion in the Pro-Con Challenge, and unfortunately, he was sick tonight, so he sends his regrets, and that is Anvit Venakuri.
And finally, last but certainly not least, we have Sophie Zhou, also Public Forum Debate. She is joined by her parent, Zijing Chen, and she is also a Pro-Con Debate Challenge finalist. Congratulations to our debaters.
Right. Gary Schumacher is a teaching assistant at District 211 since 2018. He has coached both debate and student congress during this time. And for the last 4 years, Gary has been both the debate and student congress head coach. Gary.
Good evening. I would also like to add my thank you to the board for its ongoing support of debate across 211, particularly the support for a varsity state tournament. This is not a given across all districts. 211 is unique, and we as coaches are very grateful for your support. I'd also like to thank the Conan administration, particularly Julie Novak and Jeanette Ardell, for their ongoing support for debate, both our student congress and public forum teams. And lastly, I did thank my coaching colleagues for their assistance. This is a very aggressive and time-intensive activity, and it takes collaboration to do it well. Tonight, I've got the unique privilege of recognizing senior captain Scott Gilbert and his wonderful parents, Julia and Kevin. Scott has excelled for 4 years in Student Congress debate, culminating in his most recent third-place win for Conan at the recent varsity state meet. This is a big accomplishment. Conan is very proud of him for this. He's also been a remarkable captain for the past 2 years, leading and mentoring novice debaters, making my job easier, and setting a new standard for excellence in this role. In addition to debate, he has participated in cross-country, track, band, NHS, the list goes on. In short, I will miss our frequent morning conversations about the team, school, the state of the world. It's been a privilege seeing Scott move from a timid freshman to the poised and confident team captain who will head off to the U of I next year to launch the next phase in what will surely be a brilliant career and life. Scott Gilbert.
All right, Matthew Dowd has been a member of the Hoffman Estates Social Studies Department since 2003. Matt has served as the head coach for the Congressional Debate Team for the last 12 years. Matt.
Good evening. I'd first like to recognize my assistant coach, Renee Johansson. She's probably the best assistant coach in the state of Illinois. She is definitely responsible for a lot of our success. The other two people I'd like to recognize for our success would be Mike Alter and Tom Mokan. Their support has really given us a boost and helped us be very successful. Speaking of Tom Mokan, he is leaving us for Schaumburg next year, and it's bittersweet for me because as wonderful it's been to work with him for the last 7 years, it's bittersweet because in the next 10 years, over the next decade, I have 4 children going through Schaumburg High School, and I know they're going to be in good hands with Tom Mokan. On to the debaters. I'm going to give you some numbers. Renee Johansson and I have been teaching and coaching for combined over 50 years. In those 50 years, we've seen a lot of talented debaters and students. These 3 that are standing right there are probably in the top 10 of best students and debaters we've ever had. More numbers. There were 2,196 registered debaters in congressional debate this year. Britindra Thati got 7th in conference. And your parents? Out of those 2,196, the 2 standing against the wall, Alea Genosa and Vihan Thakar, who, I'm sorry, you've already seen him for BPA, so this is his 2nd time through the line. They got top 10 out of those 2,000 plus students as all-state debaters. Their parents. And by the way, all 3 of them are just juniors, so they'll be back.
All right, now on to Palatine High School gymnastics. Terry Theobald has been coaching girls gymnastics at Palatine High School for 44 years, the last 33 as the head coach. Terry, as you can imagine, was inducted into the Gymnastics Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2002. Terry.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize our gymnast that we had this year. Her dad is here. You, stand up. Because I'll always forget to give him. This year, we had a great season. We were 8-0. We won the MSL division, and we were the regional champs. It was all because of this young lady here. Jolie Waddington, come on up. And no, the injury is not an injury. That's a preventive maintenance. Jolie's a two-sport athlete. She's a gymnast and a great soccer player. She already has a scholarship to Eastern Michigan University as a junior, so she's already got that. I coached Jolie when she was a baby. I coached her older sister, and I also coached her mother, who was on our championship team in 1989. So such a great athletic family. Jolie's a 3-year varsity athlete. This year, she was the MSL conference champion. She was the IHSA regional champion, as well as the IHSA sectional champion. So she had a great year. Jolie qualified on all 4 events and in the all-around. In the all-around this year, she finished 6th. She made finals on floor exercise and placed 5th. She also made the uneven bar finals, placing 2nd, only .025 behind the leader. She was the IHSA State Sportsmanship Award winner. She was also the team MVP. Congratulations, and she's a junior, so we'll be here next year. Thank you.
All right. Now on to Special Olympics. McKenna Dunn has been a special education teacher assistant at Higgins Education Center for the past 2 years. McKenna has also served as a coach for the Special Olympics team on the south side of the district. McKenna.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're celebrating incredible athletes and our Special Olympics snowshoeing athletes. Tonight I'd like to recognize Sean Loftus, who earned 2nd place in the 100-meter race at the Special Olympics. I would also like to recognize Azan Syed, who also earned earned 4th place in the 100-meter race at the Special Olympics tournament. These athletes trained through the cold, competed with heart, and brought home state medals, showing us all what dedication looks like. A huge thank you to the families, coaches, staff, and the Board of Education who supported them every step of the way, even through the snowstorms. To our athletes and their loved ones, your commitment and spirit inspire us all. We are all so proud of you. Congratulations.
All right, and we'll finish up with Frem's High School girls basketball. James Hahn has been a member of the Frem High School Social Studies Department since 2006. James has 15 years of basketball coaching experience, and this was his first year as head coach. I would like to publicly thank James for bringing the Frem basketball program through a particularly difficult time this year with the passing of the summer of head coach Dave Yates. Additionally, James is a proud District 211 graduate. James.
All right, we made it. All right. First, I'd like to thank Principal Langer and the Athletic Director, Hamid Mariaskawi, who have been so supportive of our program and all the challenges that we faced over the last year. I also want to thank all the parents for their support this year. Obviously, this is not something that they planned on, and the coaching staff as well, who all work collectively to make this season a success. Being up here, of course, is bittersweet for many of us. Losing Coach Dave Yates last June was such a blow to the community, to the school, and so many who've been positively impacted by him. However, this group of 16 young women faced the challenge of mourning for their beloved head coach, but at the same time focusing on their mission to make it downstate again this year and honoring his legacy. There was no better way to honor Coach Yates other than by making it downstate again and avenging our loss to Loyola last year. The resiliency shown by this group of young women will serve them long after they leave Frem. I couldn't be more proud of them and couldn't be more confident about their promising futures. They left their mark on the community, inspired so many young girls to play basketball and to believe. This season, we went 30-6 and 10-0 in conference. We played an extremely difficult schedule, having played 5 of the other final 7 teams in the state tournament and all 3 of the other state finalists. We weren't able to win the state championship. However, we gave the state one of the most exciting and probable victories in a state semifinal. In the fourth quarter, 2 of our senior captains, including our best player and one of our best shooters, both fouled out, down 7 with 42 seconds left to go. Our other senior captain, Coco Erlacher, with maybe a little help from Coach Yates, willed us back into the game and hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer to tie it, and concluded with some key plays and free throws by sophomore Gracie Todd to seal the win in double OT. With that, I'd like to introduce the players on the team. If you could hold your applause until we get through all of them. Unfortunately, we only have 5 here. We have so many kids that play multiple sports and continue to play AAU basketball, so they couldn't be here. So first, I'd like to bring up the sophomores. Anna Montella, she was all-area special mention. Come on up. Okay. Then Gracie couldn't be here. Gracie Todd, she was also all-area special mention. Then we have juniors forward McKenny Suki, guard Finn Perry, guard Lucy Kim, center Natalie Klink, forward Elena Neff, guard Lily Mayer, who went downstate in 3 straight seasons. She's got the trio, first in flag football, second in girls basketball, and third in girls soccer. Forward Bella Del Mar, who was all-area special mention. Guard Sophia McMillan. Sophia McMillan, all-area special mention, committed to play soccer at U of I. Guard Greta Thompson, all-conference, all-area, IBCA, all-state honorable mention. And then on to our seniors, which there are 4 of the 5 here. We'll start with guard Nicole Wolfram, who will continue to play at North Central College. Guard Caitlin Koo, who will be attending her dream school at U of I, ILL. Guard Ellie Thompson, who couldn't be here. She was Daily Herald All-Area, MSL All-Conference, and will continue playing basketball at Rollins College in Florida. Next, we have guard Coco Erlacher. She was Daily Herald All-Area, second team IBCA All-State, MSL All-Conference, All-Tournament at State, and will continue playing basketball at St. Mary's University in California. Then finally, we have guard Ella Todd. She was 2-time All-Area Cook County Captain, 2-time IBCA All-State First Team, 2-time MSL Player of the Year, All-Tournament at State, and was just named Player of the Year. Will continue playing at the University of Utah. Thank you.
Our highest possible composite score on the American College Testing ACT exam was unable to come today, but I did want to mention that Schaumburg High School student Isaac Eberhardt is the 151st student in District 211 over the past 26 years to earn a perfect score on that test. So congratulations to him. I'd ask that Schaumburg Principal Brian Harlan and Schaumburg Teacher Rachel Larkin please come forward to the podium.
All right, I want to start by thanking members of the Board of Education and Dr. Small for the opportunity to recognize an amazing educator and newest National Board Certified teacher in Township High School District 211 this evening, Mrs. Rachel Lakin. Mrs. Lakin's journey in District 211 started way back in the fall of 2006 when she walked through the doors as a freshman at Schaumburg High School for the first time. Little did she know she would return in the fall of 2014 at the school she saw as one of her biggest rivals on the soccer field and on the basketball court during high school, Hoffman Estates High School, when she started her student teaching experience in the English department. She certainly made a positive impact and came back home to Schaumburg High School for the spring semester, this time as a member of the English department, before transitioning into the EL department at the start of the 2015 school year. There's simply not enough time tonight to fully capture the impact that she's had at Schaumburg High School, but I'm going to do my best. While preparing for tonight, I took some time to speak with Mrs. Lakin's students and her counterparts. One of her students shared the following about Mrs. Lakin's impact on her. She stated, "Mrs. Lakin's been an amazing teacher and role model in my life. She always inspired me to do better things academically and personally, and I know that I'll remember for the rest of my life how much I enjoyed being in her class and how she made me feel safe, welcome, and understood, not just in the classroom, but outside of school." The sentiment about Rachel also extends to her coworkers. A counterpart and close friend in the department stated, "I'm fortunate enough to work with Rachel in various capacities as a member of the multilingual department, our professional learning team, and Saxon's lead co-sponsor, but her impact on anyone she meets is palpable. She works tirelessly to help students and colleagues perform at their best and goes out of her way to make certain those around her feel supported. Often, Rachel puts aside her own needs to ensure the success of others. In even the most trying or stressful moments, she's poised, kind, and trusting." Leanne Finelli, the EL department chair at Schaumburg High School, shared the following. "The reach of Rachel's influence is expansive, from designing innovative programs that cultivate future leaders, to guiding new educators with insight and care, to championing initiatives and challenging norms that foster belonging. She constantly demonstrates an unwavering commitment to growth and progress. Every endeavor undertaken by Rachel is driven by purpose, precision, and an unrelenting belief of what is possible when expertise is matched with compassion." National Board Certification stands as a testament to the insight, reflection, and rigor that define her practice. This distinction affirms a level of excellence that has long been evident in every aspect of Rachel's work, excellence that continues to shape students' lives, elevate colleagues, and enrich the broader educational landscape. Rachel Lakin embodies the highest ideals of the teaching profession, and her legacy is deeply woven into the fabric of our school community. This aligns with her personal teaching philosophy that focuses on meeting students' social, emotional, and academic needs by creating supportive, inclusive environments. She believes that when students feel safe and valued, they're more likely to succeed, and strives to foster a positive climate where students are celebrated for their achievements and encouraged to grow. Mrs. Lakin realizes that the growth of our students also extends outside the classroom, and she spent countless hours supporting student interests and passing on her athletic expertise. During her time at Schaumburg, she served as a basketball coach, international club sponsor, diversity club sponsor, Saxon's lead sponsor, and worked to develop student leaders through our Leaders of Tomorrow series at Schaumburg High School. She has also served as a staff leader through her role as an impact partner for new educators, serving on staff equity committee, assisting with the Schaumburg High School Parent Academy program, and leading multiple professional development opportunities for staff during institute days, monthly professional development sessions, and teaching in district course. Rachel, thank you for all that you do for our students and staff, and congratulations on becoming a National Board Certified teacher. I've been honored and grateful to work with you, beside you, at Schaumburg High School the last 5 years. Board of Education, Dr. Small, it's my pleasure to present to you Mrs. Rachel Lakin.
All right. Thank you to our audience and everyone here. I would ask that please remain seated and our young people stick around for just a few more minutes. We have a few brief agenda items, and then we'll be able to take pictures of the different groups. So just be patient for a few more minutes. All right. That takes us to our next agenda item, which is the consent agenda. And the recommended action is that the minutes of the regular meeting of March 2025 be approved as presented. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Ms. Barron,
Aye.
Mr. Bradley,
Abstain.
Ms. Cavill,
Aye.
Mr. Dombrowski,
Aye.
Mr. McGowan,
Abstain.
Mr. Rosenblum,
Aye.
Mrs. Klimkowitz.
Aye, the motion carries. The next recommended action is that the attached official canvass results of the Cook County Clerk's Office for the April 1st, 2025 school board election of Township High School District 211, declaring Annie Lopez, Jane A. Russell, and Kenneth R. Van Dyke duly elected members of the Board of Education of Township High School District 211 be accepted as presented, and further that the official canvass results be entered into the minutes. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Rosenblum,
Aye.
Ms. Barron,
Aye.
Mr. Bradley,
Aye.
Mr. McGowan,
Aye.
Ms. Cavill,
Aye.
Mr. Dombrowski,
Aye.
Mrs. Klimkowitz.
Aye. Right. The last item of business is that we declare this existing Board of Education as closed. And the recommended action is that this meeting of the Board of Education adjourn sine die, and it's a voice vote. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. And if I may, just before we close everything here, I'd really like to thank the parents for your unwavering support of your children and for the encouragement you provide to help your child develop into the person of strong character is really appreciated and recognized. To our staff, our advisors, our coaches, thank you for giving your time and talents to supporting our amazing students. And to our students, you have exemplified the strengths of dedication, loyalty, perseverance, and humility by your actions and recognitions both in and out of the classroom. I thank you for the dignity you bring to yourselves and to your school. And congratulations to Rachel for achieving the National Board Certification. That's truly a commitment, and we truly appreciate what you do for our students. So at this time, we'll start with the photos for our young people, and then families can take pictures on this side of the board, and then we will continue the board meeting in a few minutes. So thank you very much for everyone.
Good evening. We will now begin the organizational meeting of the Board of Education of Township High School District 211. Unless there are any other considerations, as the retiring vice president, I will act as president pro tempore this evening. Okay, I welcome everyone to the organizational meeting of Township High School District 211 Board of Education. I ask all present to value the procedures and decorum of our meeting and to be respectful of all. As a reminder, our meeting is being videotaped. I call the organizational meeting of the Township High School District 211 Board of Education to order. I ask the recording secretary, Mrs. Kaysen, to act as the secretary pro tempore to conduct roll calls during the election of officers. May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Barron,
Here.
Ms. Cavill,
Here.
Mr. Dombrowski,
Here.
Mrs. Lopez,
Here.
Mr. Rosenblum,
Here.
Ms. Russell,
Here.
Mr. Van Dyke.
Here.
Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Dr. Small, please introduce Regional Superintendent of Schools, Dr. April Jordan, who will administer the oath of office to the new Board of Education members. Will the three newly elected board members also please stand in front of the board table?
It is my pleasure to introduce and welcome Dr. April Jordan, who is the North Cook Intermediate Service Center's Executive Director as of this school year. She joined NCISC in 2019 as the Assistant Regional Superintendent and Assistant Executive Director. In that role, she was instrumental in supporting North Cook districts in the areas of curriculum instruction, student services, and educator professional development. Dr. Jordan is a wonderful partner with District 211 as she works diligently to support her districts within the North Cook region as the Regional Office of Education Superintendent. Dr. Jordan, will you please lead our newly elected board members in the oath of office?
Thank you so much. I would like to thank the current Township High School District 211 Board of Education, Dr. Small, and the administrative team for having me here tonight. I would like to also thank you for choosing to run for District 211 Board of Education and serving the community. Congratulations on being elected to office. As the Executive Director fulfilling the function of the Regional Superintendent of Schools for the North Cook County, it is my privilege and pleasure to administer the oath of office to you. I will read each section. Please answer, I do, after each one. I, Annie Lopez, Jane Russell, and Kenneth Van Dyke, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of Township High School District 211 in accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the laws of the State of Illinois to the best of my ability. I further swear that I shall respect taxpayer interests by serving as a faithful protector to the district's assets. I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board while respecting the privacy of students and employees. I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting. I shall abide by majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes to such decisions through ethical and constructive channels. As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district. I shall foster the board extensive participation of the community, formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course of Township High School District 211. I shall assist in establishing a structure and an environment designed to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework. I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement and all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with state law. I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students in our community's schools to enhance the vision of Township High School District 211. And I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision of the board that they have created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development. Again, congratulations and thank you for your service. Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome aboard. Next on the agenda is the election of the board president. The procedures for this process have been posted on the agenda and are described in policy BCA, Board of Education Organizational Meeting and Oath of Office. We will first take nominations. Are there any nominations for board president?
I nominate Mr. Rosenblum.
Stephen Rosenblum has been nominated for board president. Are there any other nominations for board president? Are there any nominations for board president? Are there any further nominations for board president? And are there any further nominations for board president? There are no further nominations. Therefore, nominations for board president are closed. At this time, I do have the opportunity to speak about my candidacy, but I would be more than happy to do that one-on-one. With my name, Stephen Rosenblum, being the only nominee for the board president, I hereby declare that Stephen Rosenblum is elected as board president by acclamation. Secretary pro tempore, please record this. Next on the agenda is election of the board vice president. The procedures for this process are the same as the election of the president. We will first take nominations. Are there any nominations for board vice president? I nominate Kimberly Cavill. Kimberly Cavill has been nominated for board vice president. Are there any other nominations for board vice president? Are there any further nominations for board vice president? Are there any further nominations for board vice president? Are there any further nominations for board vice president? There are no further nominations. Therefore, nominations for board vice president are closed. At this time, if she so chooses, Kimberly Cavill may have the opportunity to speak about her candidacy.
Thank you for the opportunity. I politely decline.
Okay. Kimberly Cavill, being the only nominee for the board vice president, I hereby declare Kimberly Cavill elected as board vice president by acclamation. Secretary pro tempore, please record this. Next on the agenda is the election of the board secretary. The procedures for this process are the same as the election of the vice president. We will first take nominations. Are there any nominations for board secretary?
I nominate Member Barron.
Michelle Barron has been nominated for board secretary. Are there any other nominations for board secretary? Are there any further nominations for board secretary? Are there any further nominations for board secretary? Are there any further nominations for board secretary? There are no further nominations. Therefore, nominations for board secretary are closed. At this time, Michelle Barron may have the opportunity to speak about her candidacy if she so chooses.
Thank you also for the opportunity, and I would like to decline as well.
All right. Michelle Barron being the only nominee for the board secretary, I hereby declare Michelle Barron elected as board secretary by acclamation. Secretary pro tempore, please record this. Next on the agenda is the adoption of policies of the preceding Board of Education. The recommended action is that the newly formed Board of Education adopt and be guided in operation by the existing policies as adopted by the previous board until changed or amended by this board. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Russell,
Aye.
Mr. Dombrowski,
Aye.
Mr. Van Dyke,
Aye.
Mrs. Lopez,
Aye.
Ms. Cavill,
Aye.
Ms. Barron,
Aye.
Mr. Rosenblum.
Aye. The policies of the preceding Board of Education are adopted. Next on the agenda is establishing time, place, and date of regular Board of Education meetings. This is informational. Are there any discussion items for this topic? Okay. Next on the agenda is board liaisons. This is informational regarding the board members who serve as liaisons. Each of you have received an interest sheet along with a liaison position description. I ask that you please complete your interest sheet and return it most of it by May 7th. However, Dr. Small has a comment to make regarding one of the liaison positions.
One of the liaison positions is the Northwest Suburban Special Education Organization, NSSEO. This liaison person is one of the representatives of the District 211 Board who will represent this board by attending and voting in the NSSEO Governing Board meetings. The previous District 211 NSSEO representative was former Board President Klimkowitz, and Mr. Rosenblum was the alternate. The next NSSEO Governing Board meeting is May the 7th. My understanding is that Mr. Rosenblum would like to continue in his connection to NSSEO as the District 211 liaison, representing the will of this board at the governing board meetings. If anyone is interested in being connected to the NSSEO, either as the representative or an alternate, please send your interest to President Rosenblum or myself by this Monday. We need to give the NSSEO superintendent, as well as myself, a little bit of time to prep that person for the May 7th governing board meeting.
The other liaison interests on that interest sheet, please return by May 7th. Thank you. Next on the agenda is Board of Education protocols. This is informational item regarding the board protocols. These are for our review tonight prior to the consideration of their adoption by the newly formed board at a future meeting. Is there any discussion about this at this time? Okay. Okay, the next item on the agenda is public comments. The board welcomes you and is pleased to listen to your comments this evening. It is important that you know this is a public board meeting and not a dialogue, so the board members will not be responding to your comments or answering questions at this time. As a reminder, this board meeting is being taped and live streamed. We ask that you value the procedures and decorum of our meeting and the respectfulness of those at the podium so that they may be heard. When I call your name, please come forward to the podium and state your name for the record. Though not required, you may state if you're a resident of the district. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. You will receive a notification when you have 1 minute remaining. Any individual's unused time or place in order may not be deferred to another individual. If you wish a response from the superintendent, please leave your name and phone number with Mr. Teneper at the end of the table. There will be 5 minutes allotted for there will be a total of 10 minutes allotted for public comments tonight, as we have 2 people who have signed up to speak. When I call your name, please come to the podium to address the board. The first person is Lee Bennett.
Hello, Dr. Small, Mr. Schumacher, board, staff, and community. I'm Lee Bennett, an advocate for affording students the opportunity to participate in extracurricular activities according to their interests. Cheerleaders and football players are the villains in many Hollywood coming-of-age movies. In these high school movies, life revolves around the events under Friday Night Lights. The underdog heroes of the story often lament in some basement since their social standing does not provide them a place under these lights. Cheerleading and football are also the villains in the debates over gender equity in school athletics. How should we measure gender equity in school-based athletics? Typically, the debate in this accounting revolves around the question of is or should cheerleading be considered a sport? It's most often categorized as merely a sideline activity. I raise the question, is football a sideline activity? Like football, soccer and lacrosse have 11 players participating on the field at the time. The football team's roster is much larger than these other sports, resulting in football players spending much of their Friday nights on the sidelines, also cheering on their teammates. With most of the roster not actually competing, high school football isn't just another participation sport. It too is a sideline activity. While less true here than in Odessa, Texas, having a place under the Friday Night Lights is recognized as a big deal. It's not just the football who participate in this spectacle. The cheerleaders bring it on, even if no one's scoring their performance. We also have marching band, color guard, poms, and dance teams perform. Title IX calls for equal recognition and awards for both sexes. Having an honored place under the Friday Night Lights, even if it is on the sidelines, is one such highly regarded award. The general principles of Title IX apply to sideline activities as well. If football were only a participation sport, the athletic sideline activities are disproportionately female. I enjoyed the plot of Revenge of the Nerds. My nerd credits from high school including being a mathlete and chess team member, but I was never stuffed into a locker by a football player. Despite the storytelling of Hollywood, I don't believe we should vilify football players and cheerleaders. These are popular activities that do not turn students evil or stupid. The cheerleader with the locker next to mine was not a mean girl. She has a more successful IT career than this high school computer club president. She now serves on her local school board while I just complain to mine. So my experience doesn't match the Hollywood stereotypes. Does yours? Title IX does not require high schools to meet the competitive sports-specific proportionality test. It does require that schools provide equitable coaching, awards, recognition, and other support for both sexes. A goal of meeting the metric of prong 1, as misunderstood by many high schools, cannot be met without violating prong 3, as long as football and cheerleading remain popular activities. Schools with football programs rely on prong 3, which requires that activities be aligned with student interests. Where and whether girls and boys choose to stand on Friday nights should not justify inequitable treatment of other students wishing to actually participate in other sports.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Based on the measured student interests, let's add another team for the historically underrepresented sex in the popular sport of volleyball. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next for speaking is Anna Klimkowitz.
Anna Klimkowitz, Schaumburg. During my last election in 2021, I based my goals and vision for District 211 on servant leadership, which is a leadership philosophy developed by Robert Greenleaf. Servant leaders develop, empower, and ensure the well-being of people in their organizations. This type of leadership is rooted in the idea that individual growth drives collective success. When servant leaders empower employees to grow, employees feel included and valued. As a result, they try their best to achieve organizational objectives. I see these results and a commitment to continue in this direction through the dedication of our administration. Dr. Small, Lauren Hummel, Josh Schumacher, Kurt Teneper, and all of our directors and managers at the admin building. Their leadership, dedication, commitment, and flexibility to provide opportunities for our students is strong. A special thank you to Renee Erickson, Director of Special Education, and Assistants Mary Pat Cronus and Lindsay Salea for serving our special education students at our schools and through NSSEO. Thank you to our Conant, Hoffman Estates, Fremd, Palatine, Schaumburg, Higgins Education Center, and North Campus principals for your leadership. I know our schools have amazing principals, individuals who are true servant leaders. They work to develop future leaders, offer guidance to all staff, provide support and direction for all students, and listen and address concerns of parents. Board members, I'd like to thank my most current board members for your dedication to all students, for our conversations, and for developing the strategic plan that serves as the blueprint for District 211 future. My thanks to my prior board members who provided growth and opportunities over the years. Congratulations and best wishes to the new board members. To the staff, I want to express my thanks to all staff, teachers, bus drivers, cafeteria, maintenance, and administrative personnel for your resilience and commitment to our students, especially during these past 5 years. A goal of our strategic plan was to provide students with at least one caring adult that would make a student feel valued, and I believe that we are on a positive course to achieve this. To our students, our recognition this evening is an example of positive, creative, determined young people, youth who support their peers and strive for success, keeping in mind that success may look different for each person. As a board, we have supported rigorous academics, but I ask you to also keep in mind our students with special needs, our students who struggle academically. I ask that the board continue to provide creative opportunities, such as performing arts of theater, song, and dance, along with athletics and activities. I believe that well-rounded youth grow into contributing adults. Again, I wish the best for our new board as you work together with our new superintendent and encourage you all to utilize the key traits of servant leadership: empathy, listening skills, integrity, empowerment, foresight, collaborative spirit, and awareness. The mission statement that I read at the start of the meetings is my why for serving on the board all these years. And I hope that it is or it can be your why for your service. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, next on our agenda is presentations. However, we do not have any presentations this evening. So we will move on to the consent agenda items. The recommended action is that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Barron,
Aye.
Ms. Cabell,
Aye.
Mr. Dombrowski,
Aye.
Mrs. Lopez,
Aye.
Ms. Russell,
Aye.
Mr. Van Dyke,
Aye.
Mr. Rosenblum.
Aye. The motion passes. Next on the agenda is the Freedom of Information Act, and that request is informational. Next on the agenda is unfinished business. There is no unfinished business this evening. So we will move on to new business. Next on the agenda is Board of Education training with Illinois Association of School Boards representative. This will be a future business item at which time the board can consider whether to engage the services of the IASB Field Services Director to discuss self-evaluation, practices and procedures, and professional ethics of the Board of Education with Dr. Campbell, Superintendent-elect. So this is an informational item. Next is potential topics for future discussion. I am not aware of any. So we move on to committee reports. The first committee report is Northwest Suburban Special Education Organization Report. Dr. Small?
You have an attachment that came from Mrs. Klimkowitz from the last board meeting, which is the Kirk School, which is where our high school students attend, about their continuous improvement plan update for mathematics.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is Education Research Development Legislative Report, i.e., also known as EdRed. EdRed had a meeting on April 4th featuring Representative Michelle Mussman from our community in our area. She spoke on a lot of the legislation that is currently working through Springfield. And then the executive director for EdRed also did an update on some of those legislative items and where EdRed stands with them. I wanted to specifically mention one item that I personally am very proud of and that this district is already actively doing, and that is that there's a bill working through the House that will require ISBE to assemble a list of religiously observed holidays across the state. It is something that I've been supportive of, and we do here in our district put a list of holidays together and communicate that out to our school staff and administrators so that they're aware and can utilize that when scheduling activities and events and things like tests and quizzes to our students. This is something that's going through legislation right now, and if it passes, it will require ISBE to issue a list to all school districts across the entire state of Illinois so that there's an awareness of those days and they can utilize that information in scheduling their different programs and activities. So that is my report. Next on the agenda is the Community and Family Services Report, and Mrs. Barron.
Thank you. The next United Palatine Coalition Partners meeting is next Wednesday, April 30th. It will start at 11 a.m. with networking and lunch, and then the meeting will begin at 11:30. There is also a wellness resource fair that the UP Coalition is putting together. That is this Saturday, the 26th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Bueller YMCA. This is a free event for anybody who is interested in participating. There'll be local resources and some fun family activities as well.
Thank you. So before I adjourn, I wanted to take just a couple moments for some comments of my own. And one is, although she scooted out, I want to thank Dr. Jordan for helping swear in the new members of our school board. I also want to thank my colleagues for selecting me as president, and Ms. Cavill and Ms. Barron on your willingness and commitment to also serve as officers of the school board. I'd like to also welcome Ms. Lopez Ms. Russell and Mr. Van Dyke. And I look forward to working with all of you and collaborating for the benefit of our students, parents, staff, and community. So thank you all for coming and those who are watching online. And if there's no further business, I hereby call this meeting adjourned.